Dr. Jun Kim sat at his desk, eyes fixed on the genetic sequence displayed on his screen. The lad was quiet except for the soft hum of equipment. He rubbed his tired eyes and reached for his coffee cup. "Another late night, Jun?" asked Dr. Supark, his research partner, as she entered the lab. "You know how it is. This gene therapy won't develop itself," Jun replied with a small smile. Suddenly, the lab's security system chimed. The main door slid open to reveal Director 1, looking unusually tense. "Dr. Kim, Dr. Park, please come with me immediately. We have visitors." Jun and Sue exchanged puzzled glances before following Director 1 to the conference room. Through the glass walls, Jun could see several figures seated at the table. His heart skipped a beat when he realized they weren't human. 3 tall beings with silvery blue skin sat perfectly still. Their large, almond-shaped eyes followed Jun's movement as he entered the room. Beside them sat a woman in a crisp diplomatic uniform. "Dr. Kim, Dr. Park, I'm Ambassador Hannah Lee from Earth Diplomatic Court," the woman said, standing to greet them. "Thank you for joining us on such short notice." Jun couldn't take his eyes off the aliens. They were humanoid, but clearly not human. Slender limbs, elongated fingers, no visible hair, and those eyes, deep and dark, with a wisdom that seemed ancient. "These are representatives from the Navy," Hannah continued. "This is Supreme Scientist Ta, Cultural Liaison Bo, and Medical Director Du." The tallest Navi inclined its head. "We are honored to meet you, Dr. Kim. Your work in genetic repair has reached our attention." Jun was startled by the perfect Korean accent. "You speak our language." "We have studied Earth extensively," Tai replied. "Your species is unique in ways you may not understand." Director 1 gestured for everyone to sit. "The Navy contacted our government 3 days ago. This meeting has been cleared at the highest levels." Hannah nodded. "The Navy have traveled 17 light years to meet with you specifically, Dr. Kim. Their species faces a crisis." Tai's large eyes blinked slowly. "Our population is dying, Dr. Kim. For the past century, our birth rates have declined sharply. Our children are born with increasing genetic defects. Despite our advanced technology, we cannot solve this problem." Bo, the smallest of the 3 Navi, added, "We have visited 27 worlds with intelligent life. None possessed the genetic solution we seek. Until we found Earth," Du said. "Your species shows remarkable genetic adaptability and resilience." Jun leaned forward. "I'm not sure I understand. You're saying human DNA might help your species survive?" "Precisely," Ta said. "Our scientists have analyzed samples from your world. Human genetic material contains sequences that might repair our damaged code." Sue spoke up for the first time. "How did you get human samples?" The 3 Navy exchanged looks. Hannah cleared her throat. "The Navy have been observing Earth for decades. They've collected specimens." "Without permission?" Jun asked, suddenly uncomfortable. Tai's expression remained unreadable. "We apologize for this intrusion. We were desperate, but we now seek formal collaboration." Director 1 pushed a tablet toward Jun. They've shared their research. "Look at this." Jun scrolled through complex genetic diagrams. Even with his limited understanding of alien biology, he could see the similarities between certain human genes and the Navi genetic structure. "This is why we've come," Ta said. "To ask for your help, openly and respectfully. Our species faces extinction within 3 generations without intervention." Sue studied the data. "The compatibility is remarkable, almost as if our species were somehow related." Ta finished. "We have considered this possibility. Perhaps our ancestors crossed paths long ago." Director 1 leaned forward. "The government has authorized a joint research project. The Navy will share technology in exchange for your expertise." Jun felt overwhelmed. "This morning I was working on curing genetic disorders in humans. Now you want me to save an alien species." Hannah smiled sympathetically. It's a lot to process, Dr. Kim. But this could be the most important scientific collaboration in human history. The three navies stood simultaneously, moving with strange grace. Tai approached Jun and extended a long-fingered hand. Will you help us, Dr. Kim? Will your species share its unique gifts with ours? Jun hesitated, then shook Ta's hand. The alien's skin was cool and smooth. I'll do what I can, he said. That evening, after hours of discussions, Jun stood on the research center's roof, staring at the stars. Sue joined him, handing him a fresh coffee. Thinking about our new blue friends? She asked. I'm thinking about what Tay said. They visited 27 worlds before finding us. What makes humans so special? Sue sipped her coffee. Maybe we're not as advanced as they are, but we're survivors. Our DNA shows it. We've adapted to everything this planet has thrown at us. And now we might help another species survive, Jun said quietly. It's a big responsibility. It's what we do best. Solve problems. Help others. A soft light appeared in the sky. The Navi ship in orbit. Tomorrow we start, Jun said. I never imagined my research would extend beyond our world. It's exciting, Sue said. Scary, but exciting. Jun nodded, his mind already racing with possibilities. Tomorrow they would begin the most important work of their lives, proving that humanity, despite all its flaws, had something valuable to offer the stars. 3 weeks after the Navi arrived, Dr. Jun Kim's lab had transformed completely. New equipment lined the walls, some of it clearly not of Earth origin. Holograms displaying complex genetic patterns floated in the air. Jun stood in the center, comparing human DNA sequences with the damaged Navi genetic code. Look at this section here, Jun said to Sue, pointing to a glowing blue strand. Human DNA has this repair mechanism that the Navi DNA lacks. Sue nodded, tapping notes into her tablet. It's like their genetic code forgot how to fix itself. Tai entered the lab, moving with that strange fluid grace all Navi possessed. Any progress today, Dr. Kim? Yes, I think so, Jun replied. Human DNA contains certain repair sequences that might work with your genetic structure. The compatibility is remarkable. Tay's large eyes blinked slowly. We have a theory about that. Long ago, our ancestors may have visited Earth. There could be a distant connection between our species. That would explain the compatibility, Sue said, but it raises more questions than answers. The lab door slid open, and Bo rushed in, looking agitated, an unusual display of emotion for a Navi. Tai, we have received a transmission from the Council, Bo said urgently. They are concerned about our methods. Tay's posture stiffened. What concerns? Many Council members believe accepting help from humans is inappropriate. They question why a less advanced species should solve our most critical problem. Jun tried not to feel insulted. Pride won't save your people, he said simply. Tay turned to him. You are right, Dr. Kim, but many of my people believe accepting human help will make us dependent on your species. There's more, Bo added. A group called the Pure Path is gaining support. They oppose any genetic solution that involves other species. Sue frowned. So they'd rather die out than accept our help? Essentially, yes, Bo replied. They believe our genetic decline is natural and should not be interfered with. Taz's silvery blue hand touched a holographic display, bringing up new data. We must show results quickly. The Council is divided, but evidence of success will change minds. That night, as Jun worked late, Ambassador Hannah visited the lab. She looked tired, with dark circles under her eyes. The situation is getting complicated, she said, accepting the coffee Jun offered. The Earth government is nervous. Some officials worry about sharing advanced genetic science with aliens. That's ridiculous, Jun said. The Navy are sharing technology centuries ahead of ours. Fear doesn't always make sense, Hannah replied. Both sides have extremists who oppose cooperation. Jun gestured to his research. We're close to a breakthrough. Look at this. He showed her a simulation of human genetic repair sequences working on damaged Navi DNA. The broken strands slowly rebuilt themselves. It works in the simulation, June explained. We need to test it on actual Navi cells. Be careful, June, Hannah warned. This research is becoming political. Some powerful people on both planets would prefer it to fail. The next day, Du brought samples of Navi reproductive cells for testing. The tall alien doctor watched anxiously as June prepared the first trial. These cells represent our future, Du said quietly. Without functioning reproductive cells, our species has perhaps 3 generations left. June worked carefully, injecting the modified human genetic repair sequences into the damaged Navi cells. Then they waited, all eyes fixed on the high-powered microscope display. Hours passed. Sue brought coffee. Ta and Du remained completely still, their alien patience remarkable. Finally, at nearly midnight, the cells began to change. Look, Sue pointed at the screen. The repair sequence is working. They watched in amazement as the Navi cells began healing themselves, using the human genetic instructions to rebuild their damaged sections. It's working, June whispered, hardly believing his eyes. The human DNA is compatible. Du made a sound, something between a sigh and a musical note. This is the first positive result in 50 years of research. Tay turned to June, emotion visible in those large alien eyes. You have given us hope, Dr. Kim. Their celebration was interrupted when the lab door burst open. Director 1 entered, looking grim, followed by 2 government officials June didn't recognize. Dr. Kim, we need to speak privately, Director 1 said. There have been complications. The officials led them to a secure room. On a screen, they showed news footage from around the world. Protesters held signs reading "Humans First" and "No Alien Experiments." In another clip, a scientist claimed the Navi were harvesting human genetic material for unknown purposes. Public opinion is turning against the project, one official explained. Religious groups, nationalists, conspiracy theorists, they're all finding reasons to oppose the research. Hannah joined them, looking worried. It's not just Earth. I've received word that the Navi Council is deeply divided. The Pure Path faction is gaining influence. June felt a flash of anger. We just had our first success. The treatment works. That might actually make things worse, Hannah said. Both sides fear success as much as failure. Success means change, and change is frightening. Later that night, as June reviewed the test results alone in the lab, Tai entered silently. Your people fear us, Tai stated simply. Some do, June admitted, just as some of your people fear us. Tai was quiet for a moment. The council has ordered us to return home for consultation. They may terminate the project. But we've proven it works, June protested. Science is rarely separate from politics, Dr. Kim. Not on your world, not on mine. June stood up determined. Then we need to work faster, if we can develop a complete treatment before they shut us down. Tay's expression changed subtly. You would continue despite opposition from both our governments. To save your species. Yes. June looked directly into those alien eyes. Wouldn't you do the same for humans if our positions were reversed? After a long moment, Ta nodded. We will need to work in secret. The data must be secured. I know someone who can help, Jun said, picking up his phone to call Sue. We're not giving up. Not when we're this close. As dawn broke, 3 humans and 3 Navy continued their work, racing against time and the fear that threatened to end their collaboration before it could save a dying world. The space station Genesis hung in orbit between Earth and the Moon, its sleek form catching the sunlight as it rotated slowly. Inside, in a laboratory hidden behind official UN research facilities, Dr. Jun Kim hunched over a microscope, adjusting controls with careful precision. The cellular regeneration is holding steady, he said, not looking up. 83% success rate on this batch. Dr. Supark monitored readings on a translucent screen. Better than yesterday. The new formula is working. 3 months had passed since they'd been forced to continue their work in secret. After the Navi Council had recalled their scientists, Ta had made a difficult choice. Instead of returning home, the alien researcher had gone underground with the human scientists, convinced their work was too important to abandon. The lab door slid open, and Ambassador Hannah Lee entered with Ta. The tall Navi looked thinner than before, the silvery blue skin stretched tight over elegant features. "Any news from home?" June asked. Ta's large eyes dimmed slightly. The birth rates continue to fall. 23 more children born with severe genetic defects this month. The Pure Path faction grows stronger, preaching acceptance of our extinction as natural evolution. The ambassador sighed. "Mixed news. I've convinced 12 UN member nations to support our research, but the World Health Organization remains opposed. They fear unknown consequences of blending human and alien genetics." June pushed away from the microscope. "We don't have time for politics. The Navi need this treatment within a year, or the genetic damage will be irreversible." A soft chime sounded, and Bo entered the lab. Unlike Tay, Bo had officially returned to the Navi homeworld, but secretly shuttled between planets, bringing fresh samples and taking news back to progressive Navi factions. "I bring volunteers," Bo announced. 42 Navi citizens willing to donate genetic material and potentially receive the treatment. Tay's eyes widened. "How did you manage that?" "Your research has supporters at home, especially among the younger generations," Bo explained. "They organize in secret, calling themselves the Future Path." Hannah's phone buzzed. She checked the message and smiled for the first time in weeks. "Good timing. My contact at the Korean Health Ministry has delivered. 300 human volunteers have provided genetic samples. Ordinary people helping us?" June asked, surprised. "When we explained the situation honestly, without government filters, many humans wanted to help," Hannah said. "People can be better than their politicians." Sue brought up a simulation on the main screen. "With these new samples, we can begin the final phase of testing. The treatment protocol is almost ready." Later that night, as the space station passed into Earth's shadow, June and Todd worked side by side, comparing results. The lab was quiet except for the soft hum of equipment. "I never imagined I would become a rebel," Ta said suddenly. "On my world, I was respected, established. Now I am considered a traitor by many." June nodded. "Sometimes helping others means breaking rules. My parents wanted me to become a traditional doctor, not a genetic researcher. They still don't fully understand my work. Yet here we are," Ta said, "a human and a Navi, working to save my species." "It's what anyone would do," Jun replied. Ta's large eyes studied him. "No, Dr. Kim, it is not what anyone would do. It is what someone with true compassion does." Their moment was interrupted when alarm lights flashed red. Security had been breached. Hannah rushed in. "Government inspection team. They have clearance for this section. Hide everything." The team scrambled to conceal their research. June activated the emergency protocol, and holographic medical research replaced their actual work on all screens. Ta and Bo quickly moved to a hidden compartment designed specifically for this purpose. The inspection team, led by a stern woman in a UN uniform, entered moments later. "Dr. Kim, Dr. Park," she said coldly. "We have reports of unauthorized research involving alien biology." Jun maintained a neutral expression. "We're conducting approved medical research. Feel free to examine our work." For tense minutes, the inspectors reviewed their visible research, checked authorization codes, and searched the lab. Finally, finding nothing conclusive, they left with a warning. "That was too close," Sue said once they were gone. "We need a more secure location." "I have an idea," Hannah said. "There's a private space station being developed by Moon Aerospace. The CEO is sympathetic to our cause." 2 weeks later, Their equipment was secretly transferred to a new lab aboard the private station Artemis. With better security and privacy, their work accelerated. Human volunteers joined them in space, providing fresh genetic samples and helping with the research. As a breakthrough neared, Du arrived secretly from the Navi homeworld with troubling news. A new genetic mutation has appeared, the alien doctor reported. The deterioration is accelerating. We have perhaps 6 months, not a year. June worked around the clock, refining the treatment. Sue developed a delivery system that would be compatible with Navi biology. Together, the mixed team of humans and Navi created something new. A genetic therapy that combined the best of both species' DNA. On a memorable day, as Earth shone blue and green through the viewport, June announced, "It's ready for testing. The therapy is complete." The room fell silent. All eyes turned to Ta. As the one who defied the council to continue this work, Ta said solemnly, "I will be the first test subject." June shook his head. "It's too risky. We should test it on samples first." "We have," Ta replied, "for months. Now we need a living subject, and I volunteer." Hannah stepped forward. "If this works, both our worlds will have to acknowledge what we've accomplished together." "And what about our status here?" Sue asked Hannah. "And if it fails?" asked Bo. "Then at least we tried," Ta said simply. "Better to die attempting to save my people than to watch passively as we fade into extinction." The next day, in a sterile chamber, Dr. Kim administered the first treatment to Ta. As the genetic material entered the alien's body, humans and Navi alike held their breath, united in hope that transcended their different worlds. Ta lay motionless on the medical bed, connected to monitors that beeped softly in the quiet room. Dr. Jung Kim checked the readings for the 100th time, his eyes red from lack of sleep. It had been 72 hours since they had administered the treatment. "Any change?" Sue asked, entering with 2 cups of coffee. Jun shook his head. "Vital signs remain stable, but no evidence the treatment is working yet." He accepted the coffee gratefully. The genetic markers should have shown some response by now. Bo stood silently in the corner, those large alien eyes fixed on Ta's still form. "The council has discovered our location," Bo said suddenly. "They have demanded that Earth authorities shut down this facility." Hannah rushed into the room, her usual composure shaken. "We have a problem. The UN Security Council is voting in 6 hours on whether to close our research station. The United States and Russia are pushing for immediate shutdown." "They can't do that," Sue protested. "Tai is in the middle of treatment." "They can, and they will," Hannah replied grimly. "Fear is winning. The Pure Path faction on the Navi homeworld has convinced many that this research threatens the natural order. They've found sympathetic ears among Earth's conservative leaders." June looked at the monitors again. "We need more time. The therapy needs at least another week to show results." "We may not have a week," Hannah said quietly. As they spoke, one of the monitors began to beep more rapidly. Everyone froze, then rushed to Ta's bedside. The Navy's silvery blue skin had taken on a slight glow that hadn't been there before. "What's happening?" Bo asked urgently. June checked the readings. "Cell division rates are increasing. The damaged sections of DNA are showing repair activity." "Is that good or bad?" Hannah asked. "Good. Very good," Sue confirmed, studying another monitor. "The human repair sequences are successfully integrating with Ta's genetic code." For the next 4 hours, they watched as Ta's body underwent subtle changes. The monitors showed increasing activity in the reproductive cell production. Then, suddenly, Tai's eyes opened. "Did it work?" Tai asked weakly. June smiled. "Early signs are very promising." "How do you feel?" "Different. Stronger." Ta slowly sat up. "I can feel changes within my body." The celebration was interrupted when the station's alert system activated. A message flashed across the main screen. Unauthorized voardang and progerius. They've come for us, Hannah said, checking her tablet. Joint Earth-Navy Enforcement Team. They'll be here in minutes. We need to protect our research data, Jun said. And Ta. Bo stepped forward. I have prepared for this. There is a ship docked at the emergency exit. It can take us to the Navi colony on Mars if necessary. Sue quickly began transferring their research to portable drives. We can't let them stop us now. We're too close. As they prepared to evacuate, the door to the lab slid open. Instead of security forces, Du entered, followed by an elderly Navi whom June had never seen before. Elder Moon, Bo gasped, bowing deeply. The ancient Navy, skin almost translucent with age, moved slowly into the room. So this is where the future of our species is being decided, Elder Moon said, voice soft but commanding. Elder Moon is the head of the Science Council, Tai explained to the humans, struggling to stand in respect. Why are you here, Elder? To see for myself what my young scientists have accomplished. Elder Moon approached Tai, examining the younger Navi with keen eyes. The council is divided. Before we make our final decision, I wish to witness your work firsthand. The treatment is working, Jun said, showing Elder Moon the data. Ta's reproductive cells are repairing themselves using the human genetic sequences. Elder Moon studied the information carefully. Impressive, but a single test subject is not conclusive evidence. We don't have time for more tests, Sue argued. The genetic deterioration is accelerating on your homeworld. I am aware, Elder Moon replied calmly. A new wave of births has begun. Nearly all show severe defects. Some predict it will be our last generation. Du stepped forward. Elder, we have a treatment that works. We need your support to implement it on a larger scale. Elder Moon was silent for a long moment. The Pure Path faction grows stronger each day. They claim accepting human help will destroy what makes us Navi. With respect, Elder, Ta said, voice strengthening. What makes us Navi is our ability to adapt and survive. Throughout our history, we have incorporated useful traits from other species through careful genetic selection. Why should this be different? The station alarm sounded again. Hannah checked the security feed. Security forces are in the main corridor. We have minutes at most. Elder Moon raised a hand, and to everyone's surprise, the alarm stopped. I have temporarily overridden their access. We have a short time to decide. Decide what? Joan asked. Whether this treatment represents the salvation or corruption of my species, Elder Moon replied. Tai stood fully now, the glow beneath the skin more pronounced. Test me, Elder. Confirm that I remain Navi in all essential ways, while carrying the human gift of genetic resilience. Elder Moon approached Tai and placed long, delicate fingers on the younger Navy's face. They stood like this, eyes locked, for several minutes while humans and Navi watched in tense silence. Finally, Elder Moon stepped back. I sense no corruption, only healing. The essence remains Navi, but stronger. The Elder turned to address them all. I will support your research. The Navy must adapt or perish. This has always been our way. What about the Pure Path faction? Bo asked. They will resist, Elder Moon acknowledged. But when they see the results, the Elder gestured to Ta. Evidence is more powerful than ideology. Hannah's tablet chimed. The UN vote has been postponed. Something about new diplomatic developments. Elder Moon nodded slightly. I may have communicated my preliminary findings to certain influential humans. So we can continue our work? June asked hopefully. Under proper oversight, yes, Elder Moon replied. No more secrets. This treatment must be developed openly, with both our peoples fully informed. 1 week later, Tai underwent the final testing. In a lab now filled with both human and Navi scientists, Dr. Kim announced the results. Complete success. Ta's reproductive cells show full genetic restoration. The treatment has exceeded our expectations. As applause filled the room, Tai approached June and Sue. "My people have a saying. Those who help you survive become part of your story forever. Humans are now part of the Navi story. And Navy are part of ours," June replied, smiling at the remarkable being whose trust had changed two worlds. 1 year after Ta's successful treatment, June stood at the large viewing window of the new Interspecies Medical Center on the outskirts of Seoul. The sprawling complex gleamed in the morning sunlight, its architecture a blend of human and Navi design. Spacecraft from both worlds regularly arrived at the landing pads, bringing patients, researchers, and visitors. "Quite a view, isn't it?" Sue said, joining him with 2 cups of coffee. "Sometimes I still can't believe we did it," Jun replied, accepting the coffee. "1 year ago, we were working in secret. Now look at this place." The center had become the hub for the genetic therapy program that was saving the Navi species. After Elder Moon's endorsement and the successful treatment of Tai, both governments had finally embraced the collaboration. The Pure Path faction still existed, but had lost most of its influence as the treatment proved successful. Dr. Kim, Dr. Park, called a familiar voice. Ambassador Hannah approached them, accompanied by a tall Navi official. "The ceremony begins in 30 minutes. The president is already here." "Is that the new Navi Council leader?" Sue whispered. Hannah nodded. "Leader Du. Quite a promotion from medical director." Du greeted them warmly. "Dr. Kim, Dr. Park, your presence honors us today." "The honor is ours," Jun replied. "How are things on your homeworld?" "Transforming," Du said. "The first wave of treated citizens has produced 73 healthy children. No genetic defects detected. It is emotional for my people." Many had given up hope of having healthy offspring. They walked together through the center's main corridor. Staff members of both species worked side by side. In treatment rooms, human doctors administered the refined genetic therapy to Navi patients. The therapy now took just 3 days to complete, rather than the week it had initially required. "The Earth Navy Science Council meets this afternoon," Hannah informed them. "They're voting on expanding the genetic exchange program to include other species facing similar challenges." "Other species?" June asked, surprised. "There are more. The universe is vast, Dr. Kim," Du replied. "News of our success has traveled. 3 other spacefaring civilizations have contacted us about genetic collaboration." They entered a large auditorium filled with humans and Navi. At the front, a stage had been prepared with the flags of Earth and the Navi homeworld side by side. The Earth President and several other world leaders sat in the front row, alongside Elder Moon and other Navi dignitaries. "I'm nervous," June admitted as they took their places. "I'm not good at public speaking." "Just speak from your heart," Sue advised. "That's what got us here." The ceremony began with speeches from both world leaders. The Earth President spoke of a new era of interspecies cooperation, while the Navi Council leader described the treatment as the gift that saved our future. Then Elder Moon took the stage. The ancient Navy moved slowly but with dignity. "1 year ago, I traveled to a secret space station to shut down what many called dangerous research. Instead, I found hope. Today, I am pleased to announce that the genetic decline of the Navy has been halted. The first new generation shows complete genetic stability." Applause filled the auditorium. Elder Moon continued. "For this reason, the Navi Council unanimously votes to present our highest honor, the Star of Preservation, to the humans who saved our species. Dr. Jun Kim and Dr. Sue Park, please join me." June and Sue walked to the stage, where Elder Moon presented them with gleaming crystalline stars that seemed to contain actual light within. "These are the first ever given to non-Navy," Elder Moon explained. "From this day forward, you are known to all Navy as Friends of the Stars." After the ceremony, a reception was held in the center's garden. Humans and Navy mingled freely, sharing food and conversation. Tai approached Jum with a small Navi child. Dr. Kim, meet Hana, Ta said, named in honor of the ambassador, the first child of the new generation. The child looked up at Jum with curious large eyes. Unlike adult Navy, her skin had a slightly warmer tone, almost with a hint of human coloring. She's beautiful, Jum said. Are there many others now? Over 70, with hundreds more expected this year, Tay replied proudly. And each carries within them a piece of human resilience. Later, as the reception continued, Jun found a quiet spot in the garden. He was surprised when the Earth President joined him. Quite an achievement, Dr. Kim, the President said. Your work has changed humanity's place in the galaxy. We just did what scientists do, Jun replied modestly. Solve problems. You did more than that. The Navy are sharing technology that would have taken us centuries to develop on our own. Medical systems, clean energy, space travel improvements, all because you saw them as people worth saving, not just aliens. Before Jum could respond, his phone chimed with a special tone. He checked it quickly. Excuse me, Madam President. The first human volunteers for the joint medical exchange have arrived. I need to greet them. In the center's main lobby, 20 human doctors and scientists had gathered, ready to begin training with Navy medical experts. At the same time, a group of Navy researchers prepared to visit human medical facilities around the world. Sue joined Jun as he addressed the new arrivals. Welcome to the Interspecies Medical Center. 1 year ago, we helped save the Navy. Now they're helping us develop cures for human genetic diseases that have puzzled us for generations. As he spoke, Jun noticed a young doctor listening intently. Something about her reminded him of himself a year ago. Curious, eager, perhaps a bit overwhelmed by alien encounters. The most important thing to remember, Jun told the group, is that beneath our different appearances, we share the same basic desire to live, to grow, to continue. That understanding is what made our work possible. That evening, as the twin moons of Earth and the Navi homeworld rose in their respective skies, two species looked up at the stars with new perspective. The Navi had found salvation not through isolation, but through connection. Humans had found their place in the cosmos not through conquest, but through compassion. In his office, Jun received a message from far across the galaxy. Another species requesting help with genetic stability. He smiled as he read it, then began drafting a response. The universe had suddenly become both larger and smaller at the same time, and it all began with the simple idea that helping others survive was the most natural thing in the world. Any world.